Hi, my name is Ivory Harlow. I'm with the Ohio Farm Bureau, and today we have two special guests. We are talking about our Made on the Farm event in Ross County on July 21st. The special event raises awareness and funds for the local chapters of the Drug-Free Clubs of America. So stay tuned for our special guests. Hi, my name is Ivory Harlow. I'm the organization director for the Ohio Farm Bureau, and our first guest is Greg Corcoran. Greg is the Ross County Farm Bureau president, and today we are talking about the Made on the Farm event. Welcome, Greg.
Thank you, Ivory. Looking forward to talking about this event.
So drug prevention and awareness is an important issue. It's an important issue specifically in southern Ohio, where we see the opioid epidemic having a huge impact on our local community. In Ross County, there are over 60 deaths per 100,000 people between 2013 and 2017. So the national average is about 25. When we look at Ohio as a whole, there were 47 deaths. So we're really down in southern Ohio at the epicenter of this crisis. I'm interested to learn how Ross County got involved. When we think about the Farm Bureau, we think about programs and assistance for farmers, but we don't necessarily think about drug prevention, education, and awareness. So how did the Ross County Farm Bureau become involved in this important issue?
That's a great question. And when you think back to farmers and what we get involved with day in and day out, there isn't a single person in Ross County that hasn't been affected by the drug epidemic. Whether that be some family, a friend, a relative that's gotten either overdosed, gotten involved with drugs. It's a tough environment to be in. Everybody that I know will have a story to tell, and even myself, I have a story that where that's been some family that got involved in something, and it's a very tough environment to be in. And as farmers, we all recognize that as an issue. And as farmers, we're involved in the community. We always try to stay involved in the community, and we live here, we have our families, we raise our kids here, and so it's important for us to stay involved with the community and continue to support it in whatever way we can. So as an organization, Farm Bureau, and at the county level, in which I am the president of, we had a meeting that it's called a policy meeting, and basically we sit down, we bring in local officials, we bring in local farmers, and we talk about what ways can we help either on a county, state, or national level to develop policy that we can bring forth to legislators to help create change in what either can help us as farmers, help us in the community. It was last year that we sat down, we had this policy meeting, we were sitting down for breakfast, and we had several people there, and the number one thing that was talked about was the opioid epidemic. Several farmers, several officials, and it was all encompassing. It wasn't just people being addicted to the opioids. It was our jails are overfilling. Our theft is happening rampant due to these issues. So it's not just one thing that was being addressed, but it was centered around the same thing. And so from that, we took that, we sat down, went to our meeting and said, hey, this is our number one topic. What can we do? And so we started sitting down and we drafted policy. And so basically we wrote up and say, hey, this is what we're going to do, and we're going to draft this policy, and we're going to suggest it to our state and say this is what we want to do on our county level. And say, all right, well, where do we go from there? What do we do next? As a Farm Bureau and as an organization, we always look to try to say, all right, this is our policy now that we've developed it. What are we going to do about it? So we had Dave Huggins, who is with the M.A.D.E program, and who will be the next guest coming up. He came to one of our meetings. We invited him out, and he sat down. And from that moment forward, everything changed for us. We're like, this program that they have developed is amazing. They are making changes in kids' lives now. And that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to help out that program in whatever way we could. So we sat down, it was a 3-hour meeting, I remember it, and we just had these long conversations about the different things that they're doing as an organization, the changes that they're making for kids. And it was very surprising to hear all this. And so as a county, we decided this is the program we want to help. And so one thing we're good at Farm Bureau, we're good at planning events.
Right.
We make great events. And so we said, hey, let's come together, let's create an event that we can raise money and awareness for this organization, and where we can raise money. And so last year, we created this program that we called M.A.D.E. on the Farm. We came up with a name. We decided, all right, we're going to have a farm location. We're going to come on out. We're going to invite the community to come out to have a dinner, raise money for this great organization, and it just kind of blossomed from there. And it was a very successful event. And I think you had some statistics on it from last year. What we raised, I think we raised close to $10,000 for the organization. And that was just, it was a community again that came together. It was the local businesses that helped with the sponsorships. It was the families that decided to come and put towards money. It was the board members that came together and brought all these great items that we could put into our silent auction. It was just such a great event, and it was very successful. Everybody had a great time. It was out at a beautiful farm location with this huge barn, which everybody was there, and we enjoyed it. It was a steak dinner, and we said, all right, this is something that we want to continue to do and make it an annual event. And so now we've moved on to this year.
Right. I think one thing that was really special that you touched on was not only healthcare partners that were working in the fields of healthcare and prevention, but we had local businesses, local professional service providers, we had insurance agents there, we had folks from the Veterans Hospital were there, we had retail shops downtown that were donating auction items. So really everyone was helping in the capacity they could help to make that successful. And that's something for this year that we're really working hard to repeat, to create that unity around bringing the community together to support this really important issue that's important to all of us. So this year's event, do you want to talk a little bit about what we're planning for this year and coming up on July 21st, so coming soon?
Yes, so July 21st, we've sat down and we wanted to do something a little different this year. One thing for Farm Bureau is we're celebrating our 100th year, so it's a big celebration for us, kind of an all-year event. We had a big annual meeting in which we celebrated the 100th year, and so we want to say, all right, for our centennial, what can we do differently? Maybe for this event, make it a little more special. And we say, well, let's. We talked to Adena Mansions, and we reached out to them, and they came back with some great ideas. And we said, this would be a great location. One, kind of that history of the farm that's there.
Worthington being our founding farming father in Ross County.
Right.
So.
Right. And with that, and we decided that would be a great location for us to have it this year. And one, it's close to town, so it helps everybody that from the community coming out there. And it's just a great event. We're looking forward to the location, especially this year, just because we know how beautiful it is out there, and they take really good care of that. And to be out there and the changes that we can see, and the progression of farming from where it started to where it is now, and kind of having that talk and conversation. And so I think we're really looking forward to that location this year.
So the M.A.D.E. on the Farm event this year will be held at Adena Mansions and Gardens in Chillicothe, Ohio. That is on July 21st, so coming soon. There are really 3 ways that folks can get involved. The first is to purchase tickets. So tickets are available on Eventbrite. You can find those tickets by visiting eventbrite.com and searching M.A.D.E. on the Farm. It should pop up for you there. You can purchase them right online. If you'd rather call the Farm Bureau office, the number is 1-800-992-3276. We can help you over the phone. We have office staff there that are happy to make those transactions over the phone and send tickets to you. If you have additional questions or you prefer to reach out to us via email, the email address is ross@ofbf.org. You can email us and we can get you tickets that way and send them through the mail. So the first way to be involved is to actually attend and purchase your tickets. Another way you can be involved if you are a local community organization or a business and you would like to sponsor the event. We have several levels of sponsorship that make it possible for people to give at the level that's comfortable for them. If you are interested in sponsoring, please call the Farm Bureau office at 1-800-992-3276. You can also email us at ross@ofbf.org. And the last way to be involved, if you would like to donate items for our auction. So we have a silent auction there, whether that's a basket of local food that you'd like to donate, an auction item. If you're a professional service provider and you would like to donate an hour of time, that's great. If you're a local restaurant and you'd like to donate a gift card, we love to involve community organizations and businesses that way, and it's also a great way to raise additional funds for Drug-Free Clubs of America at the Made on the Farm event. So feel free to contact us for more information. You can contact us at ross@ofbf.org.
And the segue kind of into that is every little bit counts. Every little bit matters. Like we found out last year in a lot of the businesses just going up and say, hey, we're having this event. They said, well, we can't come, but here's a gift card for a 2-night stay, or here's a gift basket. Everybody in the area knows the event, and they want to help. They want to help this. They know that there's an issue here, and they want to help it the best way they can. So anything will make a difference. And whether that, if you can't attend, look at some way of giving. Either you said something towards our silent auction, or spread the word. Get the word out. Call the office. We've got flyers. We've got promotional items that you can put out in your business. Start talking and spreading the word that we're having this event. And I think it's really important that, one, we make the awareness of it and we continue to push that. But also, I think it's important that we do raise monetary funds to help these programs. And Dave will talk a lot more about what they do, and that's the big reason why us as Farm Bureau, why we support the program. And we know that it's going to a good cause, and we know that it's going to make a difference in our community. And it starts with our kids, and we know that, and we want to continue to support that. The other thing that, to kind of promo the event is that, we're going to have a steak dinner again this year. So the Garmins, they put together the steak. They get the steak. They cook it themselves. It was excellent last year.
We have to do the meat and potato things as farmers, so we feed you well at the Made on the Farm.
We always do. There'll be plenty of food, and we try to source everything locally, either within the county or within the couple counties over. So we're excited about the menu as we are, because as farmers we raise that food, and we want to make sure that we can showcase that to you guys. And it's important for us to provide that high quality food, but also something that comes locally. And so we're real passionate about that, and so we guarantee a good meal and that you'll enjoy it. And then not only that, the atmosphere of being there at the Adena Mansions, but also when you come together at an event like that, it's always good to see people and just having those conversations. Us, the board, will be there. So if you've got questions, you want to talk about what do we do for Farm Bureau? How do you become a member? And what does that membership mean to you? And what can it mean to us? And how you continue to support not only a great organization, both with Farm Bureau, but also with the M.A.D.E. With the M.A.D.E. program. So it's important to continue to support our community in that way.
It is. Thank you so much, Greg, and we'll be back with our second guest. Hi, my name is Ivory Harlow with the Ohio Farm Bureau, and I'm here with Dave Huggins of the Buck 50 and our partner in the Made on the Farm program. We are going to talk about M.A.D.E., what is M.A.D.E., and who it serves, who participates in the program.
Thanks for having me, Ivory. So M.A.D.E. is an acronym for My Attitude Determines Everything. We have 8 chapters with Drug-Free Clubs of America, and when we started it, our local teens felt like they wanted to have a name specific to them. So that's where they came up with the word M.A.D.E., and it's pretty amazing to have the foresight for those kids to think about their attitude and how important it is in a drug prevention program.
M.A.D.E. is a different kind of program, and that's really part of the reason it's been so successful. What are the different components of MADE? How does it actually look? How does it actually work?
So in our case, we have this program in 8 high schools. Every student takes an initial drug test. Once they pass that drug test, they get an ID card that's sent to the school, and that ID card gets them perks and rewards at different businesses or within the school, and the school has different things like they can cut in the lunch line on a certain day, or maybe they get a cookie on a certain day, or maybe they get out of school 5 minutes early. And then there's about 50 or so businesses in the Southern Ohio area who will give these kids a perk or discount, like Buffalo Wild Wings gives them 15% off, or the Bolero stations give them a free soda pop with any purchase. So they're then subject to 5 other random drug tests throughout the school year, and it's a way for them to prove themselves that they're living a drug-free lifestyle.
So this program is something that students sign up for voluntarily, or how does that, is it, I mean, it sounds like they made the acronym MADE, that it's really student-driven, and that it's something that they sign up for because they want to be drug-free and they want that accountability.
It is definitely a volunteer program, and we do look at it as a student-led program. So we have ambassadors at each school. Each school has 10 to 15 kids who are the leaders of the program, and the schools hand-select these kids. They are a diverse group. Some are great academically, some are athletes, some are in the band or drama. Some may not be involved in any extracurricular. So this is a way for them to participate in something, but you know, they're helping their school set the in-school rewards. They're going out and recruiting their friends to be a part of this. We have schools that in the fall look at is there a fall sports team that can get 100% enrollment? And we had that last year at Huntington High School. Their football team had 100% enrollment, and a lot of that is due to the leadership of their coach, Scott Keller.
That's great. Now, it sounds like the community really kind of rallies around these kids. You mentioned some of the organizations that are donating like perks and things to the school to do that. And it sounds like this has grown. You said 8 schools participate in this currently. Maybe talk about the history of MADE, how this got started, and how it's grown into such a larger thing that now includes 8 schools and the community is getting involved.
So we learned about drug-free clubs about 4 years ago. Wayne Campbell had come to First Capital Rotary, and that's where a lot of this incubated, and we learned as Rotarians who were trying to give back to the community that, you know, our area was faced with this drug epidemic, as are many communities, and we felt like as business leaders, we could start a program that would get in front of the epidemic before it affected our teens. So when we learned about drug-free clubs, we called them up, we asked to learn about the program, and what we found was that, first of all, the average enrollment was 18%. We told them that we wanted to have 25 or 30% enrollment, and they said, you're crazy. And then we said, and we want to start this at 8 schools at once. And they said, you're really crazy because nobody's ever done 8 schools at once. But for us, this was our community, and these were our kids, and they're our future, and we had to back them. We had to get this going. So in the first year, that 25 or 30% would have been 700 or 800 kids, and Chris Scott, who was kind of leading the charge, went out and talked to a lot of schools, and he drummed up 1,695 kids, which was 45% in our first year. That grew to 65% in our second year, and we just finished this school year with 2,000 members and 73% in those 8 high schools. So it's totally changed the culture in those schools.
Wow. So what does it look like when students start participating in the program? How does that look like during the school year?
So we have an application process that mom and dad will sign, and that's one of the important things is to get mom and dad involved in this conversation. We know that if parents talk to their kids about drugs, there's a 50% less likelihood that their students will try drugs. So just the parent brochure that goes home gives mom and dad a reason to have this conversation. We talked about the ID cards that those kids get that shows that they're living drug-free. So when those ID cards get sent to the school and they all get passed out as a group and it's a big celebration, mom and dad get a letter sent home to them congratulating their son or daughter for joining the program, and that's another time to talk about it. So we also have a few more times in the spring. There's a scholarship contest that all the kids get to participate in, and that helps that continual conversation.
That sounds great. We talked a little bit about the foundation of M.A.D.E. and how it's grown. What is the connection of M.A.D.E. with the Buck 50? How did the Buck 50 get involved in this?
So when we as Rotarians decided to start this program, there's a fee, as every program has. So it's $67 per year per student. And when we were thinking about enrolling 700 or 800 students, that was going to be $50,000. Right. Well, we didn't have $50,000. So myself and Brandy Spalding and Jason Rhodes and ended up being my wife and Brandy's husband, Joe, we founded the Buck 50 as a way to raise funds to pay for these kids on a long-term basis. So through sponsorships and runner entry fees, we're able to raise the money to pay for these kids, which is now about $150,000 a year, which is why having partners like the Ross County Farm Bureau put on an event that can help us is such a great contribution to us.
That's great. The Buck 50 is obviously brings runners from not only Ohio but from across the United States to participate in. One thing I think is super probably beneficial is the recovery community being involved in the Buck 50 and connecting with folks that are runners and into health and getting into this environment where they're doing this difficult thing that's health focused together. Any comments on that or how you've seen that help? I mean, that's a clear connection to me, but how does that kind of play out?
Well, for us, Ivory, it's probably been one of the cooler things that's happened out of the Buck 50 experience, where we've brought in some people who have, had substance abuse disorders, and they're working their way back. And, by participating in our race, they can feel welcome and accepted. So, each runner runs 3 different times to complete this 150-mile journey. So they're running about 5 miles each time. There's 9,000 feet of elevation gain in our course. Southern Ohio is hilly. We use lots of hills. To us, it's a metaphor for the epidemic. It's challenging. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. So the race, helps us do that. But, these people who have battled their way back, and they've worked so hard to get their lives back together. It's so, it's humbling for us to have them participate in the race with us, and a lot of those people have become great friends of mine, and we love having them as a runner in the race.
Great. Well, the M.A.D.E. on the Farm event is coming up quickly here. It will be on July 21st. Proceeds from the M.A.D.E. on the Farm event will benefit M.A.D.E. And so we hope you can all join us for that. We will have a link here on the screen to purchase tickets at Eventbrite. You can also visit Eventbrite online and search M.A.D.E. on the Farm, and it will take you directly to purchase tickets online. Alternatively, you can call the Farm Bureau office at area code 740-474-6284, and we can complete your registration and payment over the phone. So feel free to call us at 740-474-6284 to secure your tickets as well. How M.A.D.E. on the Farm is, we're going to invite some students that are in the M.A.D.E. program to come speak and provide a testimonial about their involvement in M.A.D.E. Anything you'd like to add about the students that are going to come talk with us? People always enjoy that.
Everything we do is for those kids. Mm-hmm. When we're working late hours or weekends or umpteen hours a week, it's really a pleasure for me to put the time in it takes to support these kids. So there's really nothing I won't do for them to help them out in this endeavor. But getting them a chance to speak publicly about what this program means to them, some of the trials that they face in the 4 walls of their school, or maybe it's challenges that their family members have faced, and they have seen those struggles firsthand, and they feel like that, they once thought that that was kind of their destiny. A lot of times addiction follows kind of a family lineage, and so when a program like this comes along, and there's people like the Ross County Farm Bureau and the Buck 50 and these runners and all these volunteers who are willing to stand up for these kids, they start to think, I can be different. And I think that's the satisfying thing for us as adults, is being able to contribute in a way that's so positive, that's going to help these students on a long-term basis. But hearing their stories is flat amazing, and everyone should come that night and hear what these kids have to say. It'll blow your mind for sure.
Great. So the Made on the Farm event is July 21st, 2019. It is at Adena Mansion and Gardens in Chillicothe, Ohio. You can purchase tickets at Eventbrite. Just search Ross County Made on the Farm. There it will take you directly to the link. You can also call the Farm Bureau office at 740-474-6284 and purchase tickets. Thank you very much. Hi, I'm Ivory with the Ohio Farm Bureau, and today I'm going to tell you about a product that was donated to the Farm Bureau and how you can get it for free. So we all have cupboards of unused medications, and we know that we want to dispose of them safely. Often in our counties, the local sheriff's department has a setup where they will dispose of these drugs for you, but we remember that when we see them in town and we don't have our medications with us. Fortunately, there's a way to dispose of prescription medications safely and effectively at home. The D-Terra Drug Activation Kit. These kits were donated to the Farm Bureau by the Pickaway County Public Health and also by the Alcohol, Drug, and Mental Health Boards here in the region of Southern Ohio. These kits are available at the Ohio Farm Bureau office. You can contact the office for these kits. And these are a great way to dispose effectively of your medications. I'm going to show you just how easy it is to dispose of the old medications in your cupboard. So basically, you open the kit. This kit was provided by Pickaway County Public Health. And inside there's a little pouch. You'll open your old medication. So this is an old medication from the year 2014. It's been in the cupboard ever since, waiting to be disposed of appropriately. You put your medications in the kit and add some warm water. The pouch activates. You need about a half a cup of warm water. The pouch activates. And basically, the activation in here deactivates the drugs, and you can then toss the D-Terra kit safely in the trash, and your medication is safely disposed of. So it's that easy to dispose safely of unwanted medications. If you would like a kit, contact the Ohio Farm Bureau office. Details are below how to contact us, and we will also be providing these kits at our Made on the Farm event. It is an event that donates to Drug-Free Clubs of America. That event is on July 21st. If you are interested in more information about Made on the Farm, please contact us at the details below. Also, we're providing these kits at no cost, so feel free to reach out to us and we can get them to you from our office or at one of our local events or the county fair. Thank you.